The residents of Marsabit County are experiencing the worst drought in decades. Many of the people in the affected communities depend on rainfall for their farmlands and for livestock, but there has been 6 failed rain seasons today, leading to lack of pasture and severe water shortage. The trend is worsening, especially in North Horr sub-county, where residents are facing acute levels of food insecurity. NTV's Rose Wangoi visited North Horr and filed the following story.
A terrible drought is ravaging North Horr in Marsabit County. Shocking scenes show an arid and hopeless wasteland littered with the carcasses of livestock. It's a sad reality and a reminder of the extremely long drought that has persisted. There is nothing to herd, and worse, there is neither pasture nor water. Most of their livestock have died due to drought, leaving them without a source of livelihood. Young men have left most villages with herds of livestock in search of grass and water, leaving behind the old and women to take care of homesteads. Over the past 3 months, Soka Ali watched his livestock collapse and die one by one. Soka has lost 400 goats and sheep to the drought and is afraid that if nothing much is done to support the communities affected, the situation will get worse.
I have been left with nothing. This has never happened to me. I am just waiting to die.
Soka says it is the longest drought he has seen in years.
This is the worst drought ever. We have never experienced such drought in our generation.
He's remaining with only 2 goats that are tethered inside a fenced shed.
There is nothing to eat or drink. We rely on relief food, which comes once a month. Water is also a challenge.
The situation is the same in Dambalayara village in Tigo location. The carcasses of animals that died of starvation lay discarded all over the region. Guebra is among herders in the region, readjusting to the stark reality of losing precious livestock to a harsh and unforgiving drought. The father of 8 children has incurred huge losses after losing over 500 goats and sheep to drought. Guyo, who once had fortune, now has no way to make money. He tells us that his children haven't eaten for days.
I have lost all I had. The last thing is putting a meal on the table for my kids. Now, I also don't know what to do with them. I haven't found food for them for days now.
As the climate crisis causes drastic food and water shortages, pastoralists like Guyo are being pushed to the brink.
Life is hard here. Every day we wake up to count losses. We are losing every livestock we own.
Tigo village paints a grim picture of the scars of drought, both in humans and livestock. Villagers are now left to fend for their survival, as most households have no animals left. Robe Guyo has lost over 1,500 livestock to drought and has now been reduced to a beggar. The mother of 7 says since the livestock died, her family has had nothing to eat. From giving them 3 meals a day, the mother has cut down supply to 1 a day and sometimes nothing at all.
We rely on relief food. Without it, I don't know how we'd survive.
Robe hopes the rains will come in April and change the situation, but even that remains only a distant possibility.
It pains me that this may just be the beginning of my death and the entire generation.
The family's predicament is one faced by all the households in Tigo.
Only God will save us from this situation.
87-year-old Sororo Tuye spends most of her time sleeping. The drought has taken a toll on her. Frail and emaciated, Tuye says she's not had a proper meal or a drink of water for several days.
I used to survive on meat and milk. Now I barely eat. When I try to walk, I end up fainting.
For the past 5 months, she's been surviving on boiled rice.
I have ulcers and it is affecting me badly.
Her frail and weak body cannot allow her to work or look for food.
Our only hope is God.
While residents of North Horr have always experienced cyclical drought, the phenomenon is getting worse. At the center of it is a worsening climate crisis. The October-December 2022 short rains typically mark the recovery period for depleted pasture, but once more they fell short. According to the latest assessment by the National Drought Management Authority (NDMA), the county is at an alarm stage. Over 300,000 people are facing starvation as drought worsens. The government says it has delivered life-saving food and water to the people of Marsabit, but residents here say it's not enough.
Due to lack of food, we depend on the school feeding program.
Everyone here is waiting for one thing: the rain to fall. And if the rains fail for the 6th consecutive season, this catastrophe will increase in both frequency and intensity. Ruzongoi, NTV, in the county of Marsabit.